I come to you as Saint Germain so often, reminding you of why you're here. It's easy to forget. As many times as I've said it, as many times as Tobias has said it, it's so easy to forget why you're here. It's so easy to get pulled back into the ways of old. Most people are here on this planet right now going through an evolutionary cycle. Most people are here for a job, for their karmic families. Most people are here to make their life a little bit better. Many are here for fame and money and power. A few are here for self-discovery. But you're here for something entirely, entirely different. You're here for enlightenment, realization, completion of a very, very long journey on this planet that has taken you through an amazing number of amazing lifetimes. That's taking you through as many deaths as it is lifetimes. That's taken you through some of the great darknesses of this planet and the great lightnesses as well. It's been difficult at times. You get lost along the way. And you have the fear that you'll never find your way back to yourself. You have the fear that you're not going to remember how to get back. But I have to say that for each and every one of you, you cannot not remember. You can play the game for a long time of being lost. You can play the game of being in an identity that's not truly yourself, but you can never not remember. It comes back. It's the fruit of the rose that Tobias talked about so many years ago. It's there, always, beckoning you back to yourself. So often you forget why you're here in this lifetime. And then you get into this internal conflict between the human self and the enlightened being. The human self wants to make itself like others. It compares itself to other people. It tries to fit itself back into a biological family that's not necessarily its true family. Loved ones, yes, in that family. A lot of amazing experiences, yes, in that family. But ultimately, not who you really are. You try to fit into jobs. You try to fit into a certain way of looking and acting. But as you found, it doesn't work. It doesn't work when it's singular. It only works when it is simply an aspect or an and expression of yourself. You can do both. You can actually kind of fit in, kind of. It's not always comfortable, but you can. And now you're realizing you can be who you truly are. You can be the I am. You can be both. There are very, 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 very few humans who have ever come this far on the path, and never before has there been a group of humans from all around the world who have gotten to this place. It's a place of challenge and difficulty because you're changing that identity, you're changing your thoughts, your biology is changing, and the human fears what's happening. The human tries to stop a process that is natural, that's going to happen anyway. And in doing so, it causes a lot more stress, a lot more doubt, and doesn't really let you, each and every one of you, enjoy this thing that we call embodied enlightenment. It doesn't allow you to enjoy the dynamics of going from the singular, physical human being into the multi-dimensional human, divine, and everything else all together. You worry if you're doing it right. And as Adamus and I have said to you so many times, you cannot do it wrong. But you can certainly take so much of the joy out of it, and the ease and the grace, with all of your worrying, all the fretting, all of the human self trying to control and manage a process that the human self doesn't have to control and manage. As a matter of fact, it shouldn't. You try to manipulate the God within you, manipulate it from the human within you, and it simply doesn't work. You've come to this point through your tenacity, through your stubbornness, through your determination and dedication. But from this point on, those qualities are not admirable. Those qualities don't work. Those qualities will actually cause a gravity that will drag you back into old ways, old thoughts, old doubts, and old problems. When I talked to Shambra about what are your most admirable qualities, some of those at the top of the list are dedication, commitment. Some of those things at the top of the list are your tenacity, your sheer desire and effort. And yes, they have brought you here, but it is time to let those be a thing of the past. And I know you pride yourself with how well you can prop yourself up in terms of some of the greatest adversities in your life. You pride yourself with being able to dig in, to lock in, to get determined. And it's gotten you through a lot up to now. But that quality doesn't work going forward from here. The quality of self-love and acceptance, human to human. The quality of what you would call trust and what I call allowing is what gets you going from here. The quality of graceful acceptance of the I am is what gets you from here. Your mind cannot fathom it. Your mind feels that it's being slighted, that it's being denied of something that it feels it's earned for itself, when one simply allows the divine, the grace, and the ease. The mind will tell you, but the one thing that you have had to fall back on, the one thing that's gotten you to this point, the one thing that has made you different and special is that tenacity, that determination, that will of the mind. But it doesn't work going forward from here. It is the trust, the allowing, and the grace. It is taking that deep breath into the knowingness, that deep understanding that this is all very, very natural, and that ability to just let go. It's a huge step. Very few will ever get this far, much less come to that point where they can just allow. And in the allowing, knowing that everything changes. The way you think, the relationship to your body, birth, life, and death itself, the perception of your life as you've had up to now, the perception that is contained within your memories, the perception of the world outside and all around you, it all changes. And it can be frightening, startling, but it can also be equally amazing, magical, beautiful. It's the very, very thing that you came here for. It's the very thing that I talked to each and every one of you about in the other realms, and some of you remember it, it was a very conscious experience, but it's what I talked to you about years before Tobias ever showed up. When I came to you as the violet flame and said, now is the time. You're ready. I will be with you every step of the way. But you've got to do it. You've got to be the one that allows. I can't do that for you.